Hello guys, welcome once again to Dr. Zagga in Estates. Today you happen to meet the man behind the channel, and my full name is actually Obed Kane Nation, and I'm a pharmacist by profession who also loves real estate. I began by showing you a building or a 2-bedroom apartment I've been doing, and today I'm going to talk about a breakdown. But before I move on to my topic for the day or the details, I want to use this opportunity to thank my subscribers for the good work you are doing. I want to encourage all of you to keep subscribing to my channel, and to all my viewers I appreciate you a lot. Alright, so today I'm going to talk briefly about building and what it takes to actually build. Someone may be wondering, if I have my money and I want to build, why do I have to know anything about building? I just have to give someone the money to build for me. Well, that may be true, but on the other side, having a good knowledge or a knowledge on what building entails can also help you. When I started the 2-bedroom apartment, when we got to the block laying, I was behind watching, and amazing, I had made a mistake. You know, block laying has a particular rhythm he follows, and he had made a mistake, and I realized this and then prompted him about it, and then quickly it was changed. So you see that knowing something about building is actually a very good, it's something good, so you should know about it. So in this video I'm going to talk about the breakdown in building, and today I'll be focusing on the pillar erection. So for anyone who is interested in mounting or building a 2-bedroom apartment or a story building, the pillar is one foundation you have to lay. And this is very vital. You can't project or build a 2-bedroom apartment or any story building without making pillars. So today we are going to talk about pillars. Now in pillar making, we use iron rods. So basically, pillars are used, or we make pillars using iron rods. And iron rods come in various sizes. So you can have the 12mm iron rod, you can have 8mm iron rod, which is also called a 3/8 rod. You also have the 16mm iron rod, you can have 20mm iron rod. Now each iron rod has its role to play at every stage in building. Alright, so let's go straight. Now in pillar erection, we have about maybe 3 or 4 arrangements of the iron rods. So usually when you see a pillar, the main iron rod or the millimeter of iron rod that we use to make the main pillar is a 16mm iron rod, and that's what I used for my 2-bedroom apartment. So you have your 16mm iron rod, and then a careful look at a pillar, you see some kind of like pillar rings around it, and we also use a special type of an iron rod to make those pillar rings. And then before you can mount a pillar, you need what we call the pillar mat. So that would be something like a bedrock where the pillar stands on. That particular mat also requires a special type of iron rod. So basically you need a 16mm iron rod for the main pillar. You need the 8mm iron rod for the pillar rings, and then you need the 12mm iron rod for a pillar mat. So starting with the pillar mat, it looks like a mesh. So it's a crisscross of the 12mm iron rod with the ends being curved, and then these crisscrossed iron rods are fastened to each other with the binding wire, and it's put in a pit that has been dug for the pillar, and then we put mortar around it just to make it firm and stable. And then so we are done with the pillar mat. So with the 12mm iron rod, initially I bought 125 pieces, and I used some for the pillar mats, and then I used the other for the flooring, which I will come to in my next video. Now with the 12 millimeter iron rod, for now it may cost around 35 to, let's say, 50 cedis per piece. So if I'm buying 125 pieces, that will be about, let's say, we are using the upper limit, that's going to be about, let's say, 50 cedis by 125. That will give you a total number of the cost for the 125 pieces. And then so coming to the main pillar, we use a 16 millimeter iron rod, and the 16 millimeter iron rod, for now it may cost around 110 to, let's say, 200 cedis per piece. And for that I bought half a ton. A full ton has about 68 pieces, so half a ton I had 34 pieces. So if you are buying at, let's say, 200 cedis, so 200 by 34 pieces is going to give you the cost for the number of pieces you want in a half ton. Alright, so I used a 60 millimeter for my pillar erection. A 60 millimeter iron rod, the total length, it's actually a very long rod. So usually it's divided into two, and then we use 1/2 for the pillar erection. And so now we come to the arrangement for the 60 millimeter iron rod. Now you can have the four arrangements, so where you have two here, making the 4 arrangements, and then we can also have 3, making 6. You can also have 8. Now, depending on the type of building you want to erect, whether it's a 1-story or it's a 2-story or it's a 3-story, now the higher the number of stories you want to do, the higher the number of iron rods. So actually the strength of your building is proportional to the number of iron rods in it. If you want to erect just a 1-story building, you can actually do just the 6 arrangements, or even the 4 arrangements can help you. If you want to go more than 1, then the 6 or 8 arrangement may be a very good choice for you. Okay, so it depends on the number you want, whether it's 6 or 4. You do your arrangements, and then with the rods are fastened to each other with the pillar rings. And with the pillar rings, we use the 8 millimeter iron rod, which sometimes you call the 3/8 rod. Now the 8 millimeter iron rod, I bought 10 pieces, and for now the price may range between 15 to, let's say, 30, 35 or 40 cedis, and I bought 10 pieces, and that's what we use for the pillar rings. So the pillar rings, from the image you are seeing, is a kind of a rectangular shaped, which we fix around the pillar, and then we fasten it to the main 60 millimeter iron rod with a binding wire. So after doing that, then we are done. So we mount that pillar on the pillar mat, and the pillar is fastened to the pillar mat using a binding wire. So now you can picture it in your mind's eye, where you have a pillar mat on the floor like a mesh, and then you have your main pillar on it fastened to the mat with the binding wire. So after this, then we go to now making what we call a reinforced concrete pillar. That is where we mix our stones, our sand, our cement, and then water to give us the actual pillar we need. So roughly for my building, I erected 3 pillars, and for each pillar I used about 2 bags of cement. But the last pillar looked a bit bigger, which I used about 2.5 or 3. So let's say theoretically we are using 3 bags per pillar. So for 3 pillars, you need 9 cement bags. So I used 2.5. So let's say 2, 4. So let's say 7 bags roughly for the pillars. 7 bags roughly for the pillars. And cement bag, as we know, the prices are always fluctuating. So now if you are budgeting, you have to be budgeting around 80 cedis per bag, or even 100 cedis per bag. Right, so after having your cement, your sand, your stones, and then the water, now we have this material. It's a plastic kind of material. You can have several of them. So, and that gives us the shape you want for your pillar. Whether you want a cylindrical pillar, or you want a rectangular pillar, or a square pillar, we have this plastic arrangement they make around the metal pillar, and they leave allowances where you fill them with the concrete that you've made. So you fix, mine looks kind of this square rectangle form. So you fix your plastic material around it, and then you mix. So for one pillar, you mix your 2 bags of cement with your sand, the stones, and then the water. And then you pour into it. So you fill it up till it gets to the brim. Then you leave it, and you continue with the other pillars. And then you leave it for it to dry. So usually it takes about maybe 3 to 4 days, or let's say a week, and then it's dried up. And so once you take the plastic stuff out, you're going to have your shape you want. So in summary, you need a 60mm iron rod for your main pillar, and you need a 12mm iron rod for your pillar mat, and then you need your 8mm iron rod, which is also called a 3/8 rod, for your pillar rings. Now the quantity of the 60mm iron rod you need will depend on the type of building you want to do, the type of story you want to do. So if you are going for the 6 arrangements, it will have an impact on the number or the quantity of rod you have to buy. Alright, and then I gave the prices too. So basically this is roughly the breakdown for the pillar erection. If you want to erect a pillar and then build probably a 2-story or 3-story, this is just a rough picture of it. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed it. Stay safe, continue to subscribe. Bye.